So spending some time in the front gardens this morning, and you see our fringe tree has blossomed out and it smells heavenly. So when you come through the front entrance and you smell that very sweet, fragrant smell, that's one of the fringe trees. We have about 3 or 4 of them, and there's one back in the water garden area. But I've been spending some time maintaining the Hügelkultur beds this morning, and I just kind of wanted to share. And it's kind of just drizzling out here. It's a nice little kind of drizzle rain with overcast, so it's not too hot. So this is one of those opportune gardening type days, and so I'm just trying to do a little bit out here and clean these front beds up since it's grown so much. I was working in the back of this garden area back near the keyhole garden yesterday evening, and moving some things around, and I think I shared a video of that where we were moving some raspberries and digging up some saplings of pawpaws and potting some things up. So this Hügelkultur bed here is the original one that we put in, and it's huge. You can kind of see like the outer area here, and it all goes back to where the apple tree is. But I just kind of wanted to share with you the diversity of things that can go in here and how these do so well. So we have this pawpaw here, which when we planted this in here, it was a sapling. So it's quite happy here. And as I mentioned, the opportunity with these Hügelkultur beds, especially the ones where you dig down deep into the ground. This particular one, we dug about 2 to 3 feet down into the ground and put a lot of logs and debris and leaves and everything else in there so it could break down and just create some really nutrient-rich soil. There's a lot of organisms in there, all kinds of things. Every time I stick my shovel in, you can pull something up. But surrounding this pawpaw, you have some motherwort, which I believe that spread from the other side. I'll show you the back side of this area. But you also have some hibiscus in here that have been here for at least 3 years, and they're starting to slowly come up. You can see the green in between the twigs there. There's rhubarb here. Tithonia comes up in here, which is really nice, the Mexican sunflower, because it just starts to add a lot of color when the summertime comes or it gets warmer. There's blackberries in here, raspberries, elderberry, lavender, rhubarb. There's some of the henbit back here that's you see kind of traveling through here. And if we come around onto the other side of it, there's a lot of wild strawberry here, which I kind of manage this a little bit, but it acts as a nice ground cover. And then you have this Nanching cherry, which is just totally spreading itself out and nudging up to this apple tree that's finally starting to come back. And then on the other side is where we have all the motherwort, which I think kind of reseeded over here. So this just gives you an idea of the diversity of things that can grow in one of these. We certainly showed you a couple of them. We have one that's even larger on the driveway area, but that's one of the ones I was working on this morning. I was also working on thinning out this one, which this one was built a little bit differently because This hugel mound was built a little bit above the ground. We dug a little bit deep, maybe only a foot deep for this one. It's more rectangular, but we have this more like a bed, above ground bed. And you see we have mugwort in here that's nicely spreading. I did pull some of these sunflowers and tithonias out of the our strawberry garden area where I had showed you before. So it's like killing a couple birds with one stone, which I don't really like that statement. Like maybe helping the birds with some additional stones move to another area, maybe. But yeah, so I transplanted those in here. You see some irises, the flags, purple flags that are peeking through. I pulled a lot of maple saplings out of here this morning and some other things, which that's what all this pile is, and that'll all get composted. We have a plum tree, apple tree, another pecan tree that's really growing finally quite nicely. Lots of raspberry in here. Some yellow irises that haven't quite bloomed out yet. They're here towards the back. There's Solomon seal in here. And some blueberries in here. So again, a really nice mixture of medicinals, edibles, and beneficial plants in here. And then I had actually started cleaning this out yesterday, but kind of finished this up the other day. But this is pretty much all medicinal plants around here, around this tree. And you see this nice stand of stinging nettle here. And there's Solomon seal. And in here during the summertime, we have a lot of echinacea and bee balm that pop up in this area as well as in here as well. So these were the 3 beds I was focusing on earlier today. And I'm slowly making my way back through the back just to, make sure that I can pull out any rambling vines that could potentially be wrapping themselves around things. And, ensuring that we don't have anything that's like growing in that's encroaching in on other things. So I'll probably start just kind of moving back towards this area. I had started clearing out this area here where we have a hazelnut, a plum tree, and then the handkerchief tree, which is, the cardinals love this tree. So yeah, I just wanted to share with you those, these 3 Hügelkultur beds, which are, and we have these 2 others back here. So there's a total of 1, 2, 3, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Hügelkultur beds that we have back in this area. And as I mentioned to you the other day, we do very little watering back here. Only typically when I'm putting something in new, just to give it a nice little start. But this is really, really self-sustaining in here, which is amazing to me. How well this is done, because this is always gotten very, very direct sun. But you can kind of look through here and see how lush everything is. So more or less, most of the maintenance is ensuring that you're like going in and taking away the vines that are like wrapping themselves around each other, and being mindful of that, and any weeds that have gotten very, very dense, kind of just making sure you're thinning those out, and being mindful of how much sun and things that you are allowing to come into the area. So again, wonderful day to do some work. I also went out to Lowe's this morning and got a couple more blocks so we can put that other stand up for the back in the apiary that was gifted to us, and we're going to be getting another nook probably either today or tomorrow. So going to round out our apiary to 10 hives, and everything's doing pretty well back there. So yeah, so that's what today is all about. So I hope everyone is taking advantage of this wonderful day to do some gardening maintenance and having a great day.